and welcome to the Book of Wellbeing podcast, a place to help you to understand, manage, and improve your mental health and well-being, where you will find the knowledge, guidance, and tools you need to improve your life. I'm Holly. I'm a parent, a social worker specialised in mental health, and a normal person with everyday life struggles. I'm also really passionate about mental health. Each week we'll focus on different areas relating to our well-being that we all experience. At the end of each episode, I'll give you new tools, methods and techniques that actually work and help you to build your own well-being toolkit that you can take with you when you need it. Every day is a chance to start again. Let go of yesterday's mistakes. Use those as your guidance and wisdom to learn and start again today. Our well-being is the most important thing in our lives, yet we neglect it so much. People shy away when the word well-being is mentioned, with the presumption that it's all about meditation, healthy living and preaching positivity, but it's really not. It's so much more than that, and in the simplest term, do you want to feel better and do you want your life to be better than it is right now? If the answer is yes, then you have to put some work into your well-being. Sometimes life's really tough, and the situations that are thrown at us are difficult to manage. On top of that, what's going on in our heads is also difficult to manage. But if we work on improving our mental and physical health and our well-being on the whole, then we build more resilience. And resilience helps how we cope with difficult situations. What we also do when we improve our well-being is we improve our motivation, our interest in life, and our quality of life. We all have well-being. Some of it's good, some of it's not so good. Sometimes it might be in the middle. But what matters is that we know what to do about it when it's not so good. So, today I'm going to talk about change, because in order to make things better for ourselves, we need to start to think about change. As humans, we don't always adapt well to it. Instead, we resist it. This is because we're creatures of habit, and change can be frightening as it's the unknown. It makes us feel uneasy and it's stepping out of our comfort zone. We don't identify with resistance, but that's what we're often doing, when actually change is really healthy. When I talk about change, I don't mean the things we have no control over, our life situations and experiences. I mean change within us, the things we have choice in, the things we can change, things like our thoughts, our reactions, habits, life choices and mindset. Life will only change for the better when you become committed to stepping outside your comfort zone rather than staying in it. We spend our time hoping, wishing and waiting for the future, thinking that's where our happiness is. But that's not true. Your happiness is in your hands, not in the future's. Whatever you're not changing, you're choosing. And you have two choices. You can repeat the same choices, or you evolve and grow, making changes. Spend a minute and think about life right now. Think about the areas that you're unhappy with. That's where change is needed. But Rome wasn't built in a day, and we need to handle change one step at a time. It's important that we think about the bigger picture because then it gives us direction, gives us motivation and knowledge about where we need to be. And knowledge is power. Then we need to think about daily life right now. What small changes can we make? And that's exactly what I'm going to help you with throughout this podcast. On different topics, we're going to think about small changes, achievable changes that don't feel really hard to maintain. A lot of the choices that we make are based on habit. We're real creatures of habit, and we've got habits even when we don't know that's what they are. What habits can you change to improve your life and to give you the life that you want? We'll have a full episode on habits coming up soon, but for now, here's a few suggestions on things that we need to make better. 1. Negative thought cycles. Most of our reports are repetitive and we've thought about them the day before and the day before that. 2. Our priorities. We need to put ourselves first. Yes, we might have important responsibilities, we might be carers, parents, have responsible jobs, but we need to put ourselves first and our relationships with other people. 3, we need to change critical and negative self-talk. We're always putting ourselves down. In fact, we're really good at it. And that's one of the biggest barriers to how we improve our life, because we're putting ourselves down, knocking our own confidence. 4, change your reactions. Is the reaction that you have giving you a good outcome, or do you need to look at your reactions to situations and emotions and react in a different way that might give you a better outcome? 5, comparison to others. We often compare our lives and ourselves to other people, what they have, what they're doing, where they're going. We need to stop this. We're not living for them, we're living for us. And 6, avoidance. We need to stop avoiding things that make us uncomfortable and face our fears, because we want life to get better and we want to be able to manage what goes on in our head a lot easier. Any life change requires one simple action. You decide it's going to change, because you are the only person with the power to reshape your life. So ask yourself this question: do you want to change more than you want to stay the same? So this week's toolkit. Each week I'm going to introduce some tools, methods and techniques that you can use in everyday life to help manage your well-being and improve the way you think, feel and behave. So the first tool for this week is positive daydreaming. All humans daydream, but often we get caught up in negative daydreams. Maybe when we're having a debate with somebody or when life isn't going our way, our mind formulates really negative stories. So when this happens, when you notice you're having a negative daydream, I want you to stop and change it for a positive daydream. And a good example of something to think about is a goal or an ambition in life that you have, no matter how big or small, but create a positive story in your mind. The second tool for this week is the self-talk swap shop. So every time you notice yourself being critical or putting yourself down, swap this and give yourself some evidence against the thought. So something positive about yourself. It's helpful to write this down, and also writing down will help you to identify actually how often you're thinking really negative thoughts about yourself. So use the swap shop, change a negative thought to a positive one. That brings us to the end of today's episode. In the next one, we'll be focusing on thoughts and how we manage and control our thoughts. You can follow my Facebook and Instagram pages at The Book of Wellbeing for daily advice and guidance. Thanks for listening.